Well, it's been a minute since I've actually done a video. Reason why is this looks a little different. That's because I moved the last couple of weeks from my one-bedroom apartment to a two-bedroom. So now I've got a hobby room with my table, and it's not in my living room, and a spot for my trucks. So I'm gonna get all this stuff picked up. Obviously, I'm still unpacking. I've only been here about a week, but we're getting there. Got a few trucks laying in boxes and stuff over here yet that I haven't taken out yet, like the Mini. There's my Nitro Jado. There's the MT410, which, as you see, if you watched my last video, that was me after I'd put it together. Well, she's dirty. I guess I'll say a few things about it. I ran those T-Max tires that I had put on it in the last video for a little bit. Them being unbalanced, and they ballooned because they were untaped. You could hear them slapping the body, but doing backflips on this thing is so much fun. It is a blast to drive. And the 16-tooth pinion worked out good with the 2200 kV motor on 4S. Those SMC 6700 4S batteries gave me about 35 minutes of runtime, and I was on the throttle quite a bit, so that was to be expected. It may look a little different because I've added the T-bone front bumper, which these are really nice pieces. Holy crap. They got a lifetime warranty on them, so if you break it, as long as you installed it per their directions and didn't modify it in any way, they'll send you a free part to fix it. Lifetime warranty on those. So there's the front bumper, and I got this rear wheelie bar. This thing is pretty badass. These wheels are actually rubber, but the front and rear stock bumpers are pretty thin because I think they're the short course bumpers. But so I've just got some Proline Truggy bow tie tires on there. They're not the monster truck ones; they're the Truggy version. I run these sort of open pin type tires on a lot of my trucks at the place that I run at. Like my Jado has the J Concepts Subcultures. Is that what they're called? Yeah, Subcultures. I'm trying to friggin' read it on there. They're badass tires. They work exceptionally well where I run, which is dry, loamy, a little bit of gravel. You can see some of it down in there. There it is. But I had one issue with this truck. I hit a jump, lost rear power, and I was like, what the hell? Did I strip my diff? But this little set screw in here just loosened up, and the input, or the pinion, was slipping under there. So that's all that was. Like I said, I've been doing backflips and all sorts of shit with this thing. I screwed up the body painting on it, but I already basically ruined the body by landing on the lid a few times. So I don't really care that I screwed up the paint. I'm going to get a new body for it because when I had the stock bumpers on here, I have the body sitting way too far back. So the next body I can actually move it up a little bit and center it. I think I'm going to get the same body style. But this old body I'll just, beat the hell out of, and it'll be my basher. So I'll get some running videos of this soon. I've just been going out and driving it and enjoying it too much to pull the camera out. It's fast, and you just pull the trigger and the thing does backflips. It's so much fun. It is really fun. I'll go through and I'll show a few of my trucks. There's a original T-Max, somewhat. This is I call it the junkyard dog, because I've got a box full of T-Max parts, just tons of T-Max parts right under there. There's probably enough T-Max parts in there to build at least 3 complete trucks, but I just take all the donated parts from those and keep chucking them on this thing, and this truck is an absolute blast to drive. I love it. It is so much fun. So I put the Traxxas pipe on there. This is a Duratrax .18 It's got a roto start on it, rotary carb, and this thing is $45 on eBay. And let me tell you what, I beat the living shit out of this engine, and it is absolutely great. It's like the perfect power for one of these trucks. Like, I know everybody wants to overpower their shit for wheelies and stuff, but for this truck, if you just want to drive it every day and pretty much not break anything except for the really old plastic drive shafts. These are almost egged out now, but this thing rarely breaks anything. Obviously, I've changed the gas tank because the stock one is pretty notorious for half-tank lean. So I've got just this little off in a tank here, and that gives me about 8-minute run times, which is fine. You know, I burn about 2 tanks, and then I'm ready to take a break usually. But it makes this thing tunes like a dream. And this is just a air filter off an HPI RS4. Fits on there good. But I'll do a video on that T-Max Revo mud truck. I actually sold the cut T-Max tires I had. Or I'm sorry, I traded them for a set of RC 4-wheel drive mud bashers, which is fine with me. I didn't really like the cut ones, they were too skinny. My low C converted Nitro to electric buggy. There's my race vehicle, Associated SC5M. There's an RC10 GT I bought for $100. That's extreme and clean. Monster Slash 8 scale. It's got a Mamba Monster X in it. Totally decked out. It's my buddy's truck. He built and I bought it. Another one of my buddy's trucks, 4-wheel drive Slash. This got a 10 scale system in it. Totally decked out. SC10 GT, so Nitro 10 scale. Short course. This truck is really fun to drive, and it really sucks. I cracked this body. Look at that. It sucks because this body is super cool, but I fucked it up. Oh well. But it's got a little 18 in there, a little Associated 18, and I put T-Max shocks in the back because the stockers kind of sucked. But and then the Proline Gladiators in the rear. This truck is really fun, but it's very hard to keep the rear tires on the ground. It likes to pick the tires up and diff out really easily. But I'm pretty sure it's got a ball diff in there, and honestly, I never bothered to try to tune the ball diff because I've only run it a handful of times. Fun truck, though. There's a Team Associated Apex, just a little 10th scale brushless on-road. My RS4 Nitro, that truck is an absolute blast. I'm having issues with the 2-speed. It'll shift and then the screw will actually screw itself in, or I'm sorry, screw itself out while it's running, and then it'll stop shifting. It'll just get stuck in second. So I've tried Loctiting it, and then it's no good. I even use like a rubber type Loctite. What is it? Threadmate. I forget the rest of the name, but it's like a rubber type instead of the normal Loctite blue. Arma Typhon. This is like my guest vehicle, so if somebody wants to come bashing with me who's never driven before, they're driving that thing, because I have launched this thing crazy heights and it just keeps coming. You know, I mean, it's got a little bit of wheel wobble and stuff to it, but who cares? You know, I think it's fun. Here's a Slash decked out with 10 scale system. This one and then one of these two are going to possibly be for sale soon. I'll probably post an eBay thing for that when they're on sale, or when I put them up for sale. But I want to go through them, and I want to change out all the bearings. I've got a full set of fresh bearings I got from my buddy. I want to change all the bearings and get them all freshened up before I put them on eBay, ready to run, you know, without batteries. It's the only thing that they have radio systems. They just need batteries, but I want to go through them first and make sure they're 100%, because I'm going to ask a decent amount for them because they've got a lot of upgrades, which I can go through those in another video. But there's my short chassis 3.3. This engine is making a lot of bad noises. It's got a Davis diesel rod in it, so I didn't split the rod, I hope. But I haven't pulled it out to see yet. But I've got this Revo, which I bought off a guy on Facebook, and it's got the OS21 in it, and that's brand new. So I think I'm going to take that and put it in here, because this truck is a lot of fun, and this got a bunch of upgrades on it too. I'm basically going to use this as a parts truck, as nice as it is. THS exhaust. It's got some Inta-G pieces on it, but I'm probably going to end up selling those covers and these Inta-G shocks. There's my Wraith. So I got the little hood mod. And I don't know if you watched my mud truck video, I talked about the strip LEDs. That's these. These are 12 volts. So I've got a strip here, strip under the back to do like an underglow. I've got 4 headlights in the front, 4 tail lights, and then the light bar. So this thing lights up the night. Because me and my buddy like to do a lot of night trailing. My 5.9 that I'm converting to electric, so FLM plates, and then kind of hard to see, but that's the Alza Racing center diff with the HPI Vorza center diff in it. Sorry, the Alza mount, and then the HPI Vorza diff. And I know HPI parts are hard to find right now, but I've had these sitting around. And then Summit, I also bought off my buddy, pretty much totally upgraded. It's got a broken rear shaft on it because I was jumping it high as hell on 6S because I wanted to see what it was capable of. So, and last but not least, my Nitro Stampede. This truck has been an absolute beast. I know it's like almost like a beginner truck, but this thing has been so much fun. It's in need of some love right now, so I'll probably get to that in another video. But this truck I want to really go over because honestly I think it gets overlooked. A lot of people see it, they're like, oh, it's just a cheap beginner truck. But let me tell you what, this thing is a ton of fun to drive. And it doesn't break. It wears parts out. It does not break. I've never replaced a broken part on here except for a rear shock tower. That was it. Everything I've replaced on this truck got so wore out because of like dust and me launching the shit out of it. And if you look, I have an older video of me launching this truck off of a dirt mound and just smashing the crap out of it. And that was the day I broke the shock tower, and that was it. But this truck is a blast, so I will probably go over that in my next video, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. So, until next time, drink some High Life. So, cheers, everybody.